Hello everyone, my name is Mercedes. I am an immigration attorney at Castillo Immigration Law. Wanted to give a quick update on what's been going on with DACA. It's probably been in your feeds, and so we wanted to go ahead and address some of the questions that we've been receiving. First and foremost, our office supports DACA and supports the DREAM Act. We think it's a great program and we want it to continue, and so we wanted to voice our support and our concern for the fact that there's a lot of people with DACA status, friends, family, loved ones, who are worried about whether Congress is going to be able to pass the DREAM Act. And so our office was receiving a lot of phone calls today about the announcement that was made yesterday. So I wanted to go ahead and address some of those questions that we received today for our Facebook and our followers, but also talk about what might and might not happen. Okay, so as you know, there was actually several, but there was an action filed in the Northern District of California in federal court by students, universities, and the Attorney General against the Department of Homeland Security. That case is called the Regents of University of California versus Department of Homeland Security. This was filed in September of 2017, and basically the class is asking the federal government, the federal district, to address the issues of constitutionality, which end up being something like you can't treat a certain group of individuals one way and then another group of individuals another way. So there are some constitutional issues that have been raised. Last night, there was an announcement that the federal judge had granted a preliminary injunction. So as of January 9th, there is a preliminary injunction in effect, and it's basically saying that the government, Department of Homeland Security, USCIS, has to continue to process DACA renewals. This order actually addresses advanced parole and first-time DACA applications, so I'm going to go ahead and answer some of those questions. But just so you know, because this is in federal district court, the Department of Homeland Security can appeal and can request relief from a higher court, and they have already stressed on the record that they will be doing that. And so what I want to make sure that we all understand is that there's a small window of opportunity where we might be able to get in our DACA renewals. There's no guarantee that this window is going to be open for very long, and there's no guarantee that the higher courts are going to agree with the judge in San Francisco. But for now, we can be a little hopeful that if we weren't quite able to make this renewal deadline, that we might as well go ahead and try and stay as part of the fight. And so some of the questions that we were receiving today, should I apply for my renewal? I think if you were one of the people that could not apply because your expiration date was further out than March 5th, you should send your renewal. We are going to be advising our clients with an expiration date after March 5th to go ahead and try. Remember that there was always a 180-day rule to renew. So right now, I would suggest that if your date's coming up in August or September of this year, that you start getting ready to file that if you can. The other consideration is the $495 government fee, and then whatever your attorney is going to be charging you. Our office is committed to DACA students, and so I want to make sure that if there's an issue with funds, you bring that to our attention so that we could try to figure out if there's a sponsor for your DACA application fee, and if we can waive the fee or give you a monthly payment plan or some other option. But we do want to make sure that if we have this small window, that we go ahead and file our applications as soon as possible. If you've never applied for DACA, you may not be able to apply for DACA now. As an attorney, I would not advise you to do that at this moment, but we will be continuously following up with what's going on in Northern California and the other class action lawsuits. And so if that should change, you would hear it from us here on our channel or on our Facebook page. Also, if you were thinking about advanced parole, The order specifically addresses that Advanced Pro is not on the table, and so you can't apply for Advanced Pro at this time. But as I said, we will be updating our clients and trying to keep up with all the latest developments in the DACA issue. As I've mentioned before, our office supports DACA. We care about our DACA kids. We want the DREAM Act to pass, and so I want to make sure that you are taking to the streets. If you are not documented and you want to support the cause, that you offer to pay for a DACA renewal fee, or send money to a GoFundMe account that's supporting DACA relief efforts, and take to the streets and contact your politicians and do whatever you need to do to speak out for these particular clients and students, because they're the ones that are really feeling the stress and the burden of not knowing what's going to happen in a couple of months to their work permit. So if you have any questions, please contact our office. Send us some questions via our YouTube or our Facebook page, and just keep in the know, and reach out to your friends and your loved ones, and let them know that you're there to support them no matter what. So I hope that you'll contact us, and hope to see you again soon.